Menopause is a hot topic among women of a certain age. And next week, the Menopause Society of Nova Scotia will be screening a brand new Canadian documentary on the topic. It's called Judith, Jackie, Grace, and it highlights three women who share their personal journeys through menopause. Joining us this morning is Calvin Hudson Wong, the director of the film, and we're very excited you're able to join us today. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk about why you've decided. I know that you do a lot of advocacy for health in your filmmaking. Why did you decide to shine a spotlight on menopause?
So, I had previously done a documentary on metastatic breast cancer. And for women who are estrogen positive for their breast cancer, they are often medically induced into menopause. So, that's my initial trigger into investigating this as a health condition. As we were exploring more into menopause, we quickly realized there's a lot of disinformation, there's not a lot of education, there's a lot of stigma. Plus, I think from a health systems perspective, we still have a long ways to go, particularly around women's health. And so we were fortunate enough to find some funding to bring this film to life.
We're going to be showing some clips of the film as we talk, Hudson. And you do share the stories of three women, and they're very honest and open. And all of them have had experience with menopause that were eye-opening, even for me as a woman who's probably going through menopause. So, what did you learn by actually spending time with these women and hearing their experiences?
Well, I think the greatest, well, both for me as a filmmaker, but for these women's as
Menopause was
subjects, was that women want to talk about this. They want to discuss this. They want to discuss in a safe space where they won't feel judged. And they want to be brutally honest around what they're going through, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. So I think this hopefully provides that platform where women can normalize this conversation that men and their partners and the community surrounding them will also understand and want to hear these stories because they're very, very powerful. They're very honest. And we've all got, siblings, mothers, partners that are women that will at some point in their life go through this. So
Well,
it's that let's normalize the conversation, I think is really where we want this to go.
absolutely. And I found a couple of things that jumped out to me. For example, just how dismissed these women felt going through the healthcare system. They were trying to describe things going on in their lives that were making it difficult for them to work or carry on with just existing. And they were getting dismissed at every turn. That must have been difficult for you to hear when you were putting this film together.
It's not just difficult to hear, it's frustrating to hear that these are barriers that are unfortunately placed on women. And sometimes the more you punch into it, it's not always with the intention, it's often with the ignorance of what menopause actually means and what it entails. I think the interesting component is that there was a generation, the boomer generation of women who went through this. They were probably one of the first generations that really got women into the C-suite. And so as they were going through their executive or their professional journey, they were facing these health, life stage events that were never really understood or accommodations weren't actually placed into the system. So they were struggling not just with breaking the glass ceiling, but also going through the significant life change. And I think as subsequent generations are coming through, these women are now wanting to make it more easier. They want to
Uh,
talk
we
about it.
We owe these women so much for all of
Yeah.
the pioneering they've done. Well, I know that people can see the film for free at the library, and we'll put a link on our website to how they can get the free tickets. The tickets are just so that they can keep track of the numbers, and we'll have the resources there. But if people aren't able to attend that screening at the Halifax Central Library, how else can people see your film?
Well, we're in the process of screening across the country, so there's a lot of live screenings that will be happening up forthcoming, and we can certainly share links where that can be found. Eventually, we will put all of our films public facing on our YouTube channel on Super Health. It's spelled SUPRE and then health. You can just Google it, and hopefully, you can take a look at any of our films that are related to health or health access or education for you yourself. And if you're an educator, we have a distributor that allows these films to be distributed across the country in schools. So hopefully, it gets into the conversation as kids are learning about this in school.
Fascinating. Well, Hudson, thank you. Congratulations on this film, by the way, and thank you so much for your time this morning.
My pleasure. Thank you.